my father's battle with brain cancer exposed more problems. See, after Hannah, my father was diagnosed with a glioblastoma tumor. It's an aggressive form of brain cancer. And by this time, I realized when it comes to your health, you really have to be your own advocate. See, with my dad, I was at a point where I wasn't prepared to wait, so I started to look for alternative solutions. I researched immunotherapy, experimental treatments, and other new medical approaches. And I finally came across an experimental treatment that was happening at Duke University. Could this be the answer? I had a lot of hope, but it was just too late. By this time, my dad had 2 brain surgeries, he had 2 bacterial infections, and 2 fungal infections. See, after all that, he was just too weak to travel. I tried, but I couldn't help him. In July of 2016, he passed away. He was in the home that he built with his wife and children by his side. That was a hard one. I lost one of my heroes. So what did I do next? Well, I remembered what he taught me. Trust in God above all else. And what happened? Well, it gave me hope. Hope that I'd see him again one day. And hope that his passing would not be in vain. Now, it doesn't mean I didn't wrestle with God. Of course, I asked God, why would you let this happen? And he kept answering me, you're not asking the right questions, Jed. So I started asking deeper questions. How do we not see this sooner? Why didn't I push him harder to go and do more tests? And see, the more I looked, the more I saw how deeply flawed the system was. He was a business owner. He worked long hours. And when he felt tired or unwell, we just seemed to explain it away. Stress, long days, not getting enough sleep. These are just some of the excuses we use to justify the changes in his behavior leading up to his diagnosis. Sometimes denial blinds you from the truth. But that wasn't the only issue. See, the system made it incredibly difficult for him to take time off and prioritize his health. Every trip to the doctor meant losing an entire workday. And when you're running a business, it's not just an inconvenience, it means customers don't get helped, work doesn't get done, and you start to fall behind. To add insult to injury, he suffered for years with psoriasis. He saw multiple specialists, and they never really gave him great answers. So, as you can imagine, he started to lose faith in the healthcare system. So, how did this point me towards regenerative medicine? Well, the frustrations I saw my dad's experience, it wasn't unique to me. So I couldn't help but ask, how many people are in the same position as him? How many people are developing serious conditions and falling through the cracks? Simply because the system isn't designed to catch things early enough. Why are things like autism, cancer, Lyme's disease, metabolic syndrome, congestive heart failure, diabetes, ALS, MS, lupus, and other autoimmune diseases, things like Alzheimer's and dementia and other neurodegenerative diseases on the rise? Is it really that we're just better at detecting these diseases? Could it be the aging world population? Or could it really be that our approach to health is all off? See, what would happen if we just took a different approach? What if we stopped these problems before they even happened in the first place? What if we were more proactionary rather than reactionary when it comes to healthcare? This is ultimately what led me to regenerative medicine. I heard stories about people being cured of diseases. Even more than being cured, I heard of people thriving. That's when I realized this is the future of medicine. So what were they doing? And what were they using? Well, they were using things like stem cells, exosomes, peptides, other natural therapies, and even some drugs. And for some reason, all these things were deemed as extremely controversial, experimental. So I started to ask the question, if people are getting better, why are they so controversial? If they're working, why aren't they more available? And see, this is really what I discovered. Nothing in life is free, especially healthcare. And The other things I discovered, they're actually far more concerning than you might think. But we'll have to get into that next time. For now, why don't you click like and subscribe? Because we're just getting started.